Donnie Wiley, DonnieWiley.
You just look at me. And your position for DeKalb?
I play wide receiver.
And class?
I'm a junior, 2023.
You take a look at, last year, obviously, the change of coaches during the pandemic, that's a tough thing to do, even though you were familiar with Coach Wilcox. Do you guys feel like you're a lot further ahead at this point this year than you were last year? And if so, how does that kind of play out on a Friday night for you guys?
Last year everything was really hectic with COVID going on. We didn't have much time with Coach Wilcox. And going into this year, we have a lot more practices down, a lot more scrimmages, and I think that it's a good thing for team bonding, and everyone's on the same page right now. Everything's clicking real well.
What do you think you guys learned as a team last year that you can use this season to help you guys improve and take the next step?
I really think we came out really flat a lot of games last year, and one of the things we need to use is we need to come out strong instead of wait until like the second half to get going.
Offensively, tell me about this offense. Tegan Irk is your quarterback, correct? He should be back. Is he a junior?
He's a junior.
Yeah, he's a junior this year, so obviously cut his teeth a little bit last season. Where are you guys headed offensively? What do you like about this team offensively, and who are some of the guys that are going to step up on that side of the ball?
We're really young, and I actually think that's a good thing. Everyone's a fast learner. Our passing game, very, very dangerous, I think, and we got a great quarterback in Tegan, Logan Montoya, great wide receiver, Derek Overbay, our tight end. We got a very young line, but they're fast learners. They're picking it up as well.
When you take a look at the goals for this season and the benchmarks, what are they for DeKalb as you enter a new year?
We always like to set our goals big, and winning record, conference, sectional even, and if we win sectional, why not go to state? So just set goals high.
Good deal. Appreciate it, my man.
All right, thank you.
You guys were playing really well at the end. What's the last name for you?
Mitch Schneider, MITCHSNYDER.
And your position in class for DeKalb?
I am a running back and also an outside linebacker, and I'm the class of 2022.
All right. As I was just talking with our last DeKalb parent, you guys were playing your best football at the end of the season last year. You got the win against Angola in the postseason, and then played East Noble, if I remember, really close in the playoffs. So how do you carry that over, knowing that you can compete with some really good football teams and use that again here in this upcoming season?
So that Angola game, that was a big breakthrough through us. Beat really close game, 7-0 at the end, and then the East Noble game was just a neck and neck dog fight to the end, and then they pulled away at the end, and we just used that as our fuel, and just used that to we used that to further push ourselves, because we lost a bunch of seniors, and those seniors really helped the underclassmen, such as myself last year, to push ahead. But now, since I'm an upperclassman, I'm a senior this year, it is my chance to lead the underclassmen, and to using that loss against East Noble in the second round of the sectional game to fuel to hopefully win a sectional championship and go further on.
What do you like about this team in the off-season, during conditioning, during lifting, during all that stuff, that makes you think positively and think that, okay, this could be a season that we remember for a long time?
Oh, I love all our training staff. Josh Collins, amazing athletic, just athletic teacher, and teaching us prevention, and we have high energy. Every morning we have morning weights. We had that during January, February. The morning weights were just very, very energetic, very just hype, and we're just seeing each other get better, and just seeing that really pushes each other to know what can happen later in the regular season, and the off season is just a great place where to start. And all the underclassmen coming up, freshmen, sophomores, finally that can get a spot on the varsity lineup. Those guys just bust their butts in the weight room, just working so hard, and just using that, and just seeing that as a senior, seeing that those underclassmen just pushing so hard, it just really gets me going, gets everyone going. So
yeah, you mentioned the underclassmen. Who are some of the young guys that are going to step into big roles this year, and what are their roles going to be as you transition some new guys into Friday nights?
I mean, like I said earlier, we lost a bunch of seniors, and I was a junior that stepped up into the outside linebacker position. But we have some sophomores that have been they've been working pretty hard. Our quarterback, actually, our starting quarterback was. He was an underclassman. He's a sophomore. He jumped into the varsity position last year mid-season, actually mid-game too. So Tegan Irk, our starting quarterback now, he's a junior now. He will be stepping into that varsity quarterback position, so that's great. And just a bunch of underclassmen have just been really fighting. Xander Warman and Blake King, they have been really pushing for that middle linebacker position because Landon Armstrong, he's a senior. He busted his butt last year as a junior. Now he's a senior. Now he fulfilled that role as the starting middle linebacker. But now we have 2 other guys that are fighting for that other middle linebacker position. So,
good deal, my man. I appreciate it. Jeremy. All right, Coach. Take a look at this DeKalb Barons team. At this point last year, you were taking over a program in the middle of a pandemic, which is not ideal. Yeah. So, given where you were at this point last year and where you guys now are at this point this year, you have to feel a lot more comfortable and schematically in place with everything. I imagine you feel a lot more ready for this season than you did at this point last year.
Yeah, last year we were rushing to get all of our stuff in, the changes that we wanted to make. So this year we've done all that. We've had a whole off season. We've been able to work through a lot of those things and get a lot of our scheme in place. It's a lot less rushed this year for sure.
Tell me a little bit about what you see on this DeKalb offense for this year. You got Tegan Earp back to be a junior now.
Yeah.
Quarterback, got some good experience as a sophomore. I imagine to a certain degree it starts there. Who are some of the other guys that you like on this offensive line and offensive side of the football?
Yeah, so we graduated big class last year. So we only have one returning offensive lineman, Nick Conrad. He's done a good job stepping up, leading that offensive line, leading the communication there. Tegan's going to be a big piece. He came in, he stepped up. We kind of simplified a few things last year, but he did really well at the end of the year for us at quarterback, so we're excited to have him back and kind of expand on what we can do with him. Donnie Wiley is going to be a big piece. He was a sophomore last year as a wide receiver. Last year he was just coming out, first time playing football as a basketball player. He's really worked at becoming a wide receiver and looks a lot better there. Derek Overbay played a little bit as a sophomore last year as a tight end. He's had a good summer. He's grown a lot. Mitch Snyder at running back is going to be a big piece of that puzzle. He's a senior, one of the few seniors that we have on the offense. He's looked really good this year as well.
Can I call Wiley the Coyote? Can I call him get the ball to the Coyote?
I think that's great.
Yeah. When you take a look at this team, defensively specifically, you guys were playing your best football at the end of the season. I was at the Angola game in the postseason, and then you guys played a really great game against East Noble following that. How do you carry that over, and what are some of the things you take away from that stretch at the end of the year that has you, thinking positively as we enter a new season?
Yeah, towards the end of the year, we really just, with the 3 weeks off in the middle of the season, doesn't help you get things established. It felt like we kind of got the ball rolling a little bit, and then we take a 3-week break and have to restart getting the ball rolling. So, but the defense did come together really well at the end of the year. We kind of simplified. We made sure we went back to the fundamentals at the end of last year. So it was a great place to start this summer. It's going back to the fundamentals, doing the little things right, and that really helps the defense.
Final question, if there's one thing that the season hinges upon for DeKalb, what is it in your mind?
I really think we have a young team, graduating 22 seniors. We don't have a lot of experience coming back this year. So those first few weeks, being able to grow and develop and kind of find our identity in those first few weeks is going to be very important.